Carol here, and welcome to my craft room. Inktense pencils we're going to be using on this My Bestie image, and he is called Little Dimples. Isn't he cute? And we're going to do a vintage card and a whole lot more. I'm going to be using a fine tip water brush, and I'm going to be using a Derwent water brush, and they are wonderful. They come in a set of 3, and you will really enjoy using them. So I am going to let you watch me color, and I'm going to put all the colors of the pencils that I use as I am doing this blending. And I hope you enjoy, and you will join me right after the process. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that coloring. And here I am taking an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of 140 pound cardstock, and I'm creating my own step-up card. Now this took a lot of time. Actually, this 26-minute video was 7 hours and 53 minutes I had to edit down. Yes, I've been working on this card for a little bit, but this step-up card, if you take a a full sheet, 8.5 by 11. I will have the measurements for you all laid out on my blog if you want to come up with an identical step-up card. Now, what I did here is I measured it out, and I'm going back and forth because I'm trying to figure out the best way of cutting this and to score it. So what I did is I came over 4 inches from the top. Now here I've laid it sideways, and I am taking my my T-ruler to make sure it's straight, and I am coming up 4 inches in. So you want to measure 4 inches, and you're going to score at 2 3/4, and then you're going to come down to 5 1/2, and then to 7 1/4, then 8 1/4, then 9 1/4, and you're going to score in all the way to the 4-inch mark here, as you can see right there. And this is going to give you a perfect step-up card. Starting at the bottom, you're going to have a 1 inch, 1 inch, then you're going to have 2 inches. 1 3/4 inches, and then 2 inches at the top. You will see, and here I am cutting it down. You want to measure down 2 3/4 and then cut down to the bottom section at the 9 1/4 mark. And you will get, I was so excited. Look at this, it is perfect. I can't tell you how excited I was. Oh yeah, look at that. And here are the measurements, and I will have that on my blog. And then I'm using Heartfelt Creations. You know I love their papers. And I'm cutting out. I thought this was just beautiful to vintage with the blue jean, and it had a little pocket. I mean, you can't get any better than that for this little dimple image, can you? So now I'm taking my distress inks, and I'm using 2 different blues to go around. I've already distressed the edges, and it works out perfect with the measurements on the step-up card. And I'm going to use Suquang double-sided tape to tape each side down. And I decided to go with the blue jean on the front and the back of the card, and I'm doing 2 little pockets, and there is the little Bestie image. He is so cute, and using this 140-pound cardstock, I still needed to make it very secure. So I'm going to use acetate, and I'm going to use my fabric tack, and that is what I use instead of glossy accents. It is more affordable, and it dries just like glossy accents. I just let it sit overnight. So here I'm fussy cutting the little image, and you can see I wasn't sure exactly where I was going to place this on my card, so I wanted to make sure the neck is very narrow. So what I started out to do is I took the image, and I went along a little piece of card that I had left over, so that the bottom little blue jeans had that pattern going down, because I wasn't sure if he was going to show from behind, and I wanted to have it really cute. So here I put that on, and then I'm taking my blending tool, and I'm going around all the edges. You know, you need to make your edges very crisp and dark because you're using white cardstock, right? And now I'm taking the gold on the other side for the head, and I'm going to put that on the top, and here I'm going to get the secure thickness that I need for the image. So I'll put this on, and I will distress it as well with some distress ink, and I'll show you what I do with that later. There's the fabric tack, and it's going to sit overnight. So now I'm taking my 2-inch Suquang tape, 2 3/4 inches, and I'm filling the back here, and I am going to put this blue jean paper on it, and I'm taking my Memento Tuxedo Black marker and going over every little crease. And it's very important when you use the white cardstock. And now I'm doing the back with the same paper, and it is so crazy cute with that My Little Dimples image. And we're going to put that on. I had to stand up and really press it down and fold in the image, the ends, and it worked out really nice. And now I'm going over it with the Memento black marker as well. and just the little edges here I'm going to vintage it out. So here's my double-sided roll of tape. We're going to put the pocket on because I had the Dynamics tool set, and we're going to put some tools inside this pocket for this little gaffer, and it's going to run right in line there. So on the step-up part, I took some of the Distress inks. I think this is dried marigold, and I wanted to do it because my image is in the marigold color and the navy. I did the step-up card in the gold and the blue jean for the outside. So I've distressed the little pieces that are going down the folds on the inside of the step-up card. I'm taking my little tools, and I got some craft cardstock and some black cardstock here to use this dynamic die cut, and it has a lot of different, like my best day and a lot of things that go with the birthday, and I did them in black and silver, and I'll tell you why here. I'm taking the guts out, and we are going to the color transfer later on. So now we're going to the Crazy Birds and set because I wanted it to look really birthday vintage. And here I've taken out the balloons and the gift, and we're going to use our Versamark and gold extra fine embossing powder by Ranger. Isn't that beautiful? And we are going to use the Derwent pencils. I set only the ones on the top there that I used in the image to paint the colors on here. And there is the gold ultra fine embossing powder. So here, if you go back to the colors that I showed you when I was painting the little image, I used the same ones for the balloon. I kept true to each of the colors here, and I drew a little wee, see that little square in there to put some white marker inside, and I am matching it all up. It's so pretty. So there I have them, and I put acetate now on the back of this image because the neck was very, very bendable. I knew I needed something more sturdy, and I still didn't decide where I'm going to put them on the card, but I knew I wanted them sturdy. So if you have an image, just put acetate on the back and cut around it. And here I'm using the gold, and I'm doing it 2 or 3 times dipped in the embossing powder because I want this bubbled effect that you see on the back, and I do that to all the images. And then I take my gold pen and I go around all the outside. So now that I have all of the outside edges done, and you pump this because it's a liquid gold inside there, and it's a beautiful, beautiful gold. I put it at the bottom of the shoes, and right there I had to put a hat on because when I lifted it from being dried with the Fabri-Tac, some of the paper came off, so he instantly had to have a little hat to cover that little piece of paper. Okay, so here we're taking a black strip of 1 inch sheet of paper to go across the inside of the step-up card, and I'm making the balloons, and I scored it in half at the 1/2 inch mark, and I put score tape on 1/2, and I cut my acetate to 1/4 of an inch thick. And now we're going to paint the acetate with some Ranger alcohol inks. I love working with Ranger alcohol inks. They are wonderful on acetate. So we're going to do that with the acetate balloons, and I've picked out 4 different colors to match, and I'm just taking a brush and I put it on my block there, dip the colors in, and now I'm going over. I want to make them look really camo, and I've taken my Wink of Stella here and going over the outside, and I love this when you fold the acetate inside that black cardstock because you get that boing 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 back and forth on the card, and I think little kids would just love getting a card like this. So now I grabbed some green and I'm putting it in there just to give it a little bit more of a camo look. And yeah, we're a camo family. So I thought this was really nice. If I give this to my grandson, I think he'll really enjoy it. And I added some white to the balloons to stand out. And now I'm taking an archival marker to make the balloons have a little wiggly string on them. Now we have a little string look on there without having to put a string on it. And I think it looks really cute. So here's the butterfly stencil with the gold stencil paste that I just bought at Sharon's, and I'm using a little wee, I think it's little motel opener door thingy, and putting it on because it's really flexible. Do you like the way I described that? Yeah, it's the shimmer paste, the gold shimmer paste. And I wanted to diffuse the jean butterflies there, so that's why I am just adding some texture to the bottom, and it's going to have butterflies, but I didn't want the butterflies to be the main image because it is a boy card, right? And now here's the craft card that I cut out the tools, and there's my Fabri-Tac, and I'm using it as a glue, and I used the Argyle Stampin' Up! Embossing folder to make the texture for the tools, and I'm cutting each of them out like the handles so that you have the silver, and this is a Martha Stewart silver paper that I'm using from a 24 pack. And now we're going to take those, I wanted to show you, I didn't have my distress, Tim Holtz little distress tool, so I just grabbed a nail file close by me and I went over the edges with that, and it works perfectly well. Now here's my vintage photo, and I'm going over all the tool ends with the Argyle embossing folder ends, and I am using some powder there before I put the happy birthday down. Isn't it pretty? And I'm using black embossing powder, and I know this is going very fast, but this is a beautiful, beautiful set, and I wanted to keep it under 30 minutes for you. So here's some distress inks, 4 different colors in the same color family as the card, and I decided to use a banner die, and it's a stitched banner die. Isn't this pretty colors? Even though it's a boy card, we kept it to yellow, blue, and orange, and red, and green. And there it is cut out. It's so, so pretty. And now I'm going to grab some rope. That was the die that I used. I'm just showing you the inside pieces and how the balloons perfectly matched with the tag. So as I'm moving on, I took one of my floss threaders, and I am flossing through some really nice ribbon rope there, and that is stretchy ribbon with the same colors. And I'm using some of my vintage metal buttons that I have collected over the years. And here's my Inca Gold. It's the cream, and I'm taking a paintbrush and going in all of the edges, the folds, so that you can't see any white cardstock. So now I'm situating the tools. Aren't they sweet? And I'm figuring out, okay, now where am I going to put this little guy? There's the balloons in the background, and I decided to put them to the left hand side there. And here I'm using my glue gun to secure the balloons, and I'm playing around like I always do and fiddling with those balloons, and I'm going to work on the inside. These are going to be drawers, look like a tool chest on the inside. I wanted to make it so the inside and the outside, you know how I use all of my cardstock, and there you have it. The little boy is all firm and secure, and now it's time for some more distress ink fun. I love using distress inks, don't you? And we're going to do the tag here. So I took my Tim Holtz spritzer and I added some water just to give it some nice little watermarks. And we are going to go around the edges with black soot. And I took the butterfly stencil, I put it down, and I'm using the black soot to go inside so that the butterflies stand out. I want the gold it just didn't seem to stand out well enough for me. So I thought the black would look really nice. Doesn't that look wonderful? And you have the little black flourish coming up, and it went well. And I had this rope, this jute rope, and I tied it in a knot, and I put little wee, I got this Elmer glue dots at the dollar store. It has 1,000 glue dots in there, and I'm securing the knot so that it doesn't move. And now I'm taking my glue gun and I'm putting 2 of the colored gifts on there, and I'm covering up that that pocket because it ended up upside down, right? So I put the tag there, and now I'm going to put the hat on the bottom, right at the bottom. I thought there, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to put it so I can tuck in those 2 little presents. And it turned out so cute. And I took blue and red and I went over the rope just so it wasn't stark white. And now I found this colored thread. Because this card is so heavy, I'm going to have to tie it around a button on the top there. I add some glue with my pokey tool inside so that ribbon, that little piece of rope won't move. And then on the bottom of it, see on the front there, I'm going to put a saw attached to it so that you have something to hang on to later on. So now we're going to take the little Dimples image, and I'm going to use double-sided tape and put him on the front, and I think he looks so cute there. And I'm taking my Best Day. See how I intertwined the silver inside the black with the letters, and it came out really nice. And it says Best Day Ever. I was going to put Bestie Day Ever and add the little wee IE, but I thought nobody but me would know what it meant. So I left it at the Best Day Ever. And I'm putting all of the tools outside the pocket, and I think it came out really sweet. So here we are making the drawers with the SB on each side as pull-out knobs, and the SB is for Sherry Baldy. And now I am putting in the black inside the silver, all the little letters, and it says Best Day Ever, and a couple of more sayings there, but I'm going so fast I really can't read it. And I'm securing everything on here with my glue gun. And I took this saw that I have, I have to secure one on each side. I'm using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink to go over the edges so you don't see any white cardstock. And I'm securing that little bit, that jute ribbon, the colored ribbon there inside. And now you have something to hang on to tie the card shut, so that if you're going to put the outside showing, you'll have it nice and secure. I think it looks really cute around that screwdriver, don't you? Look at me playing with this, so much fun. Well, I'm untying it there to show you the rest of the card, and I enjoyed this My Bestie November challenge, our YouTube challenge. And this is the inside, and the little drawers there, it says True Story, Best Day Ever. And I want this to look like a tool chest, so I'm setting some tools on top of the drawers that I made on the side with the SB as little knobs to pull the drawers out. And there's the saw, and there's the embossing powders, the gold and the black distress ink, and I think it turned out wonderful. The nice thing about this card is you can use it standing up on the outside here and have it show on bureau, or else you can open it up and have it displayed on the other side. There's the back, and I have some photos here for you to see. I have placed the front, the back, and the inside. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you, subscribers, for always leaving me wonderful comments. I so appreciate those. So here we have the front of the card all finished. Look at his little, I replaced his slingshot with that little screwdriver in his pocket there. Isn't that cute? And here are the vintage buttons on the back that I thread with the colored twine. And here's the inside tool chest. And the silver and the black drawers there, I think, really showcased the inside birthday off. And once again, thank you very much. And you have yourself a blessed week. And thank you for joining me. Yes. Have a great week, everybody.